Hello, hello. Oh, wait. Give me a moment to set up here. Let's see, how do I do this again? I am here, but you can't see me because I had to change the batteries of... Oh, there we are! Or at least I think so. Let's see, we got the volume of the mic. We got some music going on. Let's see. Let's start that over there again. Are we running? Are we up and running? We're looking a little dark. Are we looking a little dark? Oh wait, there's... I have so much... You can't see it, but I have a lot of stuff in front of me, so I'm looking at the wrong things. Wait, I'm here. Hello everyone. I'm so happy to be back. Just give me a couple of minutes here to figure out, or just to like acclimatize. No, that's not the right word, but just get used to my setup right here. Let's right. Let's try to get a bit more light here. Like that. And then let's move this camera here. Oh no, we don't need to. Oh wait, by the way, if you can see, I got a little oop in the background here. Oh, you can also see my little... You can also see the other camera. Shall I move that? No. Okay, this is a little bit of a chaotic behind the scenes whilst I'm actually already going, so this is going to be interesting. There we go. Okay, hello everyone. It is time for another Art for the Heart live stream. I am excited. I am very grateful that you're joining me for today. It's going to be a very peaceful one, or that's my goal, I would say, because I've been a bit anxious lately. I've been a bit overwhelmed, and so I thought this is a beautiful opportunity to extend a bit of comfort and a lovely creative practice to soothe ourselves a little bit if you're in need of that. Now, also remember that if you just want to be doing your thing, you want to be journaling or you want to be painting on your own stuff, then you're wholeheartedly welcome to do that. This little practice and this theme is just here if it serves you, if you enjoy it. So that being said, welcome to my little nook. Well, it's not a nook. I am currently sitting by my window. This is the window where I sit every single morning, where I journal with my candle, with my cup of coffee. This is like my comfort place. And I thought it was a nice spot to get started, a nice place to have today's little live stream, just because it's very comforting to me. And I hope that the comfort from this little place can extend to you. So, oh, you see all these hand movements. I can turn that off for now. Let's do it like this for now. I'm sorry you have to see my little webcam right there. I just have it so when we actually do the practice, you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, okay. Let me do one last little checkup that everything is okay. And then we can start with our little practice. We are public, we are live. Everything seems to be okay. If you feel like the music is a little bit off, maybe too loud or too low in comparison to my voice, feel free to let me know, because it's a little bit hard for me to judge if like the levels are okay. So do not be shy and give me a little bit of input if you like. So, okay, today is about anxiety and is about overwhelm. We're gonna do the simplest of practices. Like I like to say that anyone can do these art things that we do during Art for the Heart. This is not meant to be a practice to get better at art or get better at your skills. This is purely a creative practice to help us feel a little bit better, maybe explore a couple of emotions, and yeah, just have fun, you know, play with some color. It's no pressure, no nothing. We're just here to have a good time. So today I will be using colored pencils. So wait, maybe I should turn my little webcam on again here. So if you look at my hands somewhere on the screen here, I will now show you too many things to look at. Show you my little, this is my, can I call it a palette? This is my little set of colored pencils that I will be using. Now, you by no means need this many colored pencils. Absolutely not. It's just, I I love this set more than anything just because of the colors, and just looking at it makes me happy. And so I chose colored pencils for myself today because I feel like it's the lowest effort medium for me personally. So like when I know that I should be making some art because I know that it will help me feel better, but like the threshold is a bit high and I'm like, I'm a little bit scared to touch paint, or like I start overthinking everything, I just simply go to colored pencils. It's the easiest medium for me personally to use. Now, that being said, if you want to be using watercolors or acrylics or oils or markers or anything, you can use whatever you have on hand, whatever you prefer. This is just, I will be using colored pencils because that's what feels comfortable to me right now. But you can use anything. So I have my colored pencils. I will be using my own little journal here, which is my The Portal of Becoming journal, which I have an unlined version, which just has beautiful bright white paper, and I call this kind of like I use this as my as like a sketchbook, but a very non-serious sketchbook. This is purely a sketchbook for me to get emotions out, and it's not supposed to be doodles that are pretty or mean anything. It's just for me to like have a place where I can just make a mess and have fun while making a mess. So I'll be using this. I'll be using my colored pencils. Now, before we get started, I invite you to clean up your space a little bit. Just take a moment here to just like at arm's length, just feel free to declutter things a little bit. If you have a bunch of books, or I don't know, a bunch of clothes or just something, just make like at arm's length the space around you, declutter it a little bit so that it feels a little bit more soothing to sit with yourself. And I can also highly recommend to put on a jumper or put on something comfortable that just feels like a hug. Like you're signaling to your body, you're signaling to yourself that you're gonna have a peaceful time and that you're here to show yourself some love, and that all the overthinking and pressure and today's to-dos, they're just all out the window at the moment. We're just gonna spend time with ourselves right now. So if you have a moment, do that. I have a couple of things here that don't need to be here, so let me move that. Let's see. In my mug today, I have rooibos tea. We are entering autumn. We are entering a colder season. And I both love it and I kind of dread it because I know that darker times are coming, but it also means that cozier times are coming. So it's like a little bit of both. Let's see, I got my colors, I got my journal here. So if you feel ready, go get comfortable, sit, and with me, hello Emma! Oh, by the way, I forgot to say hello, Liz Gal. I'm not sure if that is your name, but if it is, or if it isn't, like, hello, I'm very happy that you're here, and I'm very excited that you're here too, Emma. Thank you for joining me. I hope you are doing well with your lovely outdoor job, and that you're just having the best time. And yeah, I'm excited that you're taking a moment to spend with me. That means everything. So, this gal is waving. Cool, I'm waving back. Oh no, am I making it awkward? Probably. I'm very good at making things awkward, so let's move on. But I'm happy that you're here, Liz gal. Okay, so before we get started, I know I ramble a little bit, but I'm gonna ramble a little bit more before we officially get started. So, if you're comfortable, straighten your spine a little bit, just settle in a little bit, and we're gonna take 3 very deep breaths. So the only thing that you can focus on is making sure that your exhale is longer than your inhale, because this signals to our bodies that we're going to relax. We're going to have a calm time. So let's do that and breathe in for about 4 or 5 seconds, and then breathe out for about 7 or 8 seconds. So and don't be shy to just let that breath that comes out, just let it out. let out all the stressful energies, let out the anxiety, just let it flow out of your lungs. One more time. One more. Okay. I have become a big fan of deep belly breathing. It is soothing me. It's soothing me. It is soothing me in ways that I did not expect when I first started out. So, okay, get your journal, get your sketchbook, get your little, whatever it is that you're drawing on, what you're painting on. Get it ready on your lap, on your table, wherever you are working from. And let's open to the first page. Now, since this is about anxiety, this is about overwhelm, the goal is not to get rid of these emotions. Oh, hello, Millie. Hello, Millie. I don't know who you are, but I'm very happy that you're here. Thank you for joining us. Where was I? Oh no, I'm losing my thread here. Oh yeah, the goal is not that we're gonna try our hardest to get rid of the anxiety or the overwhelm throughout the duration of this live stream. It is more about that we're gonna validate it. We're gonna allow ourselves to validate the feeling of anxiety and overwhelm, and maybe like take a little peek into why it's there. Why are we feeling this way? What are the causes and the reasons why it has shown up? And we're gonna take a moment to invite, how should I explain this? To invite in the opportunity to feel better. So we're not trying to force ourselves to feel better, because if we try to force our emotions to do something else, if we're trying to force ourselves in a different direction than where we're at, it usually can like create this kind of a clash or like this friction of just chaos, I would say. Like we're trying to play on our own team here. We're trying to acknowledge how we feel, but we're also inviting in the possibility that we can feel better towards the end. So, settle in. I want you to take a moment to feel. That sounds weird, but take a moment to really acknowledge how you feel. So if you're anxious, if you're overwhelmed, see how you notice that in your body. Is it like a constricted feeling in your chest? Maybe it's a constricted feeling in your belly. To me, anxiety can be very belly-wise, like I feel it physically here and it just kind of almost makes me nauseous. But I also have an anxiety that can be very much in my head, but that is usually the anxiety that comes from overthinking. So when I like keep on grinding through the same thought patterns and I don't find a way out, that's when my head starts to hurt. So I invite you to just take a moment to see where are these uncomfortable feelings sitting? Where is it for you right now? And acknowledge that. And hello, the Worky Compass Adventure. I'm very happy that you joined us. Thank you for being here. Yeah. Just notice for a moment, where do you feel the discomfort? Where do you feel the anxiety? For me, it's been very much in my head. The last couple of days, it's been very much of like an overthinking kind of anxiety. Like I keep thinking too much about things that I don't have control over, and it keeps like grinding in the back of my mind, and I just get this like pressure in like my forehead right here. So I'm acknowledging that I'm feeling it right there. And I'm just gonna ask myself why it's there. Why did this anxiety show up? Why does it exist in my brain right now? Like sometimes we can know the exact source of it, and other times it's like it's there, but you're not aware of the specific reason. And then I find it like a beautiful opportunity to try to settle into the present and just gently ask yourself, where is this coming from? You're showing yourself the love of, okay, I'm actually gonna listen to myself right now, and I'm gonna give myself the attention to feel what I feel and validate that. So I know I've had a couple of, how do we call it, outside things that have been stressing me, but I also know that a large source of my anxiety right now is because I overthink things. And like I said, these are things that are outside of my control and that I should be letting go of. So my intention for today's practice is simply to try to untie the knots a little bit, try to ease that overthinking thing that is going on in my head. So the way we're going to be doing this is, now that we've kind of figured out where we're feeling this anxiety, in our head, in our chest, maybe in our belly, we're going to choose 2 to 3 colors that we personally feel represent that. Now, that might sound a little bit interesting, but hear me out. You know, we can associate, for example, anger, we can associate with this bright, vibrant red, or we can associate the feeling of peace and calm with the color of green. So I invite you to tap into your feeling of anxiety and overwhelm and see what color does reflect my anxiety right now. So what, like, it doesn't have to be a pretty color. You're not after the pretty colors. You're not here to think with an artist's brain of, oh, this color would look pretty with that color. We are looking for the color that expresses our anxiety in the best way. So I'm gonna look at my colors here. If you see down below here, you see my color pencils, and I'm just gonna look at these for a while. And all the while, I'm just gonna keep on breathing. And I'm just gonna look at my colors and see which one represents that uncomfortable feeling of anxiety to me right now. I think I'm leaning towards something that's a bit cold, a bit blue, a little bit moody. And like I said, we're gonna be choosing 2 to 3 colors that can represent these feelings. I think I'm going for this one. It's a beautiful, this one is called, oh, it's a Prussian blue. I am attracted to the Prussian blue right now. It's a beautiful, dark, cold blue that I feel like it reflects the coldness that I kind of feel in my head, this cold pressure, uncomfortable feeling here. I feel like this blue really represents that nicely. So I'm choosing that one, and I'm going to choose 2 other ones. I'm going for this, like, is this turquoise? This is cobalt green. I'm also going for cobalt green. I feel like that feels right. And then I'm choosing like an olive green. Like, it's not a very warm, calming green. It is more like a beautiful a beautiful green, but it kind of matches the tones. Oh wait, you can see me here. It matches the tones of the blues a little bit better, and it just, to me, this feels quite harmonious, and it feels like a nice combination to try and express my anxiety on paper. So I've chosen these, and I'm gonna put my overwhelming amount of color pencils somewhere else. The question is where, because I don't have a lot of space. Let's put, okay, we're putting it here. Oh, this is, oh, thank you, Liz Cal, that you like my choice. I'm curious, if you're joining, what kind of colors are you choosing? And the wonky compass, you were led to my live stream because you went shopping for colored pencils and you had no idea which one to choose. Okay, so does this mean that the colored pencils I just chose are the ones that you will most likely choose, or have you chosen colored pencils that matches the colored pencils that I'm currently using? Either way, I think this is really fun. I love like these fun little universal coincidences like that. So, and I'm really happy that you joined this live stream. So I got my colors. I got my anxiety feeling. It's still very much in there. And the goal, like I said, is not to try to force these emotions and these thoughts and this overwhelm out of our system. It's rather we're just going to do some fun little things to invite in better feelings if we can. So I'm allowing myself and I'm validating the uncomfortable discomfort. I'm validating the discomfort I'm feeling, but I would also like to feel a little bit better. And so I'm open for that. I'm telling myself right now, I'm open to feel different and better towards the end. So what I'm going to be doing now is I also have a pen right here. I got 2 actually, but one of them is, oh yeah, that's the one that's not working. I got an ink pen, and I'm going to think of the things that, like what we did before was just thinking of what are the causes of me feeling anxiety. Sometimes we know very strongly why we are anxious, other times we don't, and then we have to sit for a bit to try to, or to tell our bodies that it's okay to acknowledge why we're feeling this way. Like, we can think that anxiety and overwhelm is irrational because we're often told that things are irrational, but it's never irrational for the person who experiences it. Like if you're feeling it, you're feeling it. There's nothing irrational about that, if that makes sense. So if you're joining me on this, take a moment to use your pen or a pencil or anything and write down a couple of the things, or just the one thing that is making you anxious, that is the anxiety that you're feeling, or the source of the anxiety. So I'm going to do that. I know currently for myself, I don't need to hold these right now. Where shall I put these? I'm going to put them. I'm going to put them where I'm going to put them. Put them there. There we go. I am just accumulating a lot of thoughts because I have a big project going on and there are a lot of deadlines to meet, and I feel like I'm behind, and I feel like I'm not doing my work well enough, and you know, all these silly thoughts that again probably are irrational, but they are very present and they are making me anxious, so it's legit. So I'm gonna write that down on my piece of paper here. Now also, if I'm going too fast with anything, or if I'm talking too much, or if there's like anything that is not making sense, please let me know. I can always slow down and I can always explain things again. So if things are a little bit uncertain, just let me know and I will say it again. So yeah, for me it's overthinking to-dos, overthinking deadlines, and I'm kind of losing myself in all the thoughts. I also have some external things going on that are stressful. And I'm just taking my time here to acknowledge the things that are going on. So I am kind of like, I'm using my words as a way to like get my thoughts out. So I'm like really acknowledging the source of my discomfort. That's why I'm writing it first, putting it on paper, allowing myself to see it. And I also find there's something quite freeing about when you have so much stuff going on in your head and emotion-wise, just getting it out on paper does wonders. It's kind of like you can almost separate yourself from the stuff that's going on in your head when you actually get it outside of yourself. Does that make sense? Oh, that's an interesting word. Excuse my English. Alexithymia. The difficulty identifying emotions or feelings. Oh, I'm so happy that you joined us then, Lisco. Yeah, it's I've never heard of that word, but now that you say it, it makes sense because I've experienced that a lot as well. And it's more of like a recent thing where I'm actually taking time to try and identify the source of things. Like emotions can be such an intense thing of feelings. Like it's something that exists in your body, you feel it. But actually finding the thoughts and the reasons behind it is difficult. So I'm really happy that you think this is a good practice. I should have said this from the beginning. which is a disclaimer, is that I am not a professional in any way. Like, I come from a place of a lot of experience regarding mental health and anxiety and depression and a whole lot of bunch of things that I've lived with for the majority of my life. But I'm not a professional, so just, I guess, take everything I say with a pinch of salt. Everything that I share with you are just personal thoughts and practices that I have found very useful in my own healing and in my own growth. But yeah, I'm not a psychologist. I don't have a degree in anything, so I think that was just important to say. But I'm still grateful that you're here, and I hope that somehow you find some comfort in this. So I have written down 3 things. 2 of them are internally. 1 of them is externally. I'm not even sure if you can read it very well, but I'm not gonna say it out loud because it's like, since when there are other people involved, it doesn't feel right to say it out loud, but I have written it. And so if you have gotten to the point where you feel like that you have put the source of your anxiety on paper, then it's time to pick up our colors. Now, I think it's good that you said, Liscal, that there is something, that there is like an actual word for the difficulty of identifying emotions, because right now, if you are having a difficult time identifying the source of your anxiety, just know that that's completely fine. Like, you don't, if it's not coming to you when you're sitting here and just being at peace, then that's totally okay. You can still use the next step as like a way to try to ease the anxiety and ease the discomfort. So we don't always need words. Sometimes we just need color and a little bit of visualization, because that's the next step before we start using our beautiful colors. Take a moment here to imagine. Last time we went to a garden, and in this garden we met our inner child, and we started watering and tending to different parts of the garden of our heart, regarding self-compassion. So we were looking for things where we could be a little bit more kinder to ourselves. Now today we are traveling to the woods. We are going to the woods. We're finding a path that leads to a beautiful downstream. It's autumn. Colors are changing. It's beautiful, fresh, like maybe it has just been raining, and we have this lovely, like musky, like earthy smell. You know that scent of the forest after it has rained? That scent is like, it's playing in our nostrils, and maybe there's a little bit of sunlight shining through the trees, and we're following this path to a beautiful little stream that goes through the forest. And so when we walk this path, we come to the stream, and by the stream we're going to sit down. And we're just going to observe this stream for a little bit. Now, bear with me here. I know this is all just imagination, but try. Like, I invite you to try. Sometimes being able to visualize something that is peaceful and calm actually helps you feel more peaceful and calm. I heard that somewhere not long ago. That visualization, like your brain can't see the difference. It doesn't understand the difference between something that you intensely visualize versus something that you actually see, which I find really fascinating. So take a moment here to see this beautiful downstream in the forest with the gentle sunlight and the different colored leaves. We're gonna sit here for a bit, and then as you observe this stream, you see leaves. Ton of leaves, beautiful colored leaves, red leaves, green leaves, yellow, orange leaves, autumn leaves. They're falling into this beautiful stream, and they're being flowed away. And so now try to imagine the words or the things that you just felt, like either if it's a specific thought regarding anxiety or specific thoughts, or maybe you can't identify the thought but you still feel the anxiety. Try right now to visualize that the anxiety are the leaves in the water. You are giving yourself permission to let the uncomfortable feelings here and there, you are giving yourself permission to let it float into the stream, into the leaves. Try to hold that picture for a moment, and then just see that the leaves, and in this case your anxiety, it just flows downstream. It just moves away. It follows the water. It still exists. It's still there. Like it's you're creating distance between yourself and the anxiety, but it still exists, and that's okay. But try to visualize that it just floats off. It just floats off into the stream. And just sit with that imagery for a little moment here. All the uncomfortableness, all the anxiety, all the overthinking, overwhelming thoughts, just put them in the leaves. Put them in the leaves and let the stream carry them away. And now, I'm sorry it's been taking so long to take or to start using our colors, but now we're going to use our colors. Now we're getting to the good stuff. So I'm going to take the first color that I chose, this one. This one is the color that I chose to kind of identify and to represent my feeling of anxiety. And the only thing I'm going to do is draw. My webcam is still on. I'm going to draw a circle around the 3 different sentences that I wrote. So I'm kind of boxing in, or like circling in, the source of my anxiety with the color that I chose. And it doesn't have to be a beautiful circle. It can also be a box. It can be a heart shape. It can be a flower. It can be whatever you feel like. Just circling it in. And as you do this, try to just feel yourself doing it. Like, feel yourself making the circles. Feel your colored pencil on the paper. Feel how it flows. Or, well, if you're not using colored pencils, then of course, just notice how it feels to use your brush. And just make it like a sensory experience for yourself. And once I've been making the circles, I'm just gently gonna color in and color over the things that I wrote with the color that represents the discomfort that I feel. And I'm just gonna enjoy, enjoy the feeling of colored pencil on paper. I find it so smooth and comforting. And as we start using our colors, kind of picture the colors being the leaves that are drifting away. So we're going to use like the colors as a gradient to go from that intense, strongly felt feeling, and using the colors as like a gateway to soften the edges. I hope that makes sense. And even though, like, I know I'm very much talking about anxiety in the moment right now, and you don't have to, you don't have to feel anxious in order to join this, little practice. I just like having learning tools like this and just having it in my toolbox. So even though if I weren't feeling anxious right now, just learning about it would be a comfort, because then I would know that if I enjoyed it, I can use it the next time I feel anxious. And like, who doesn't enjoy just putting color on a piece of paper? Or maybe there are a lot of people who don't enjoy it, but I guess that you wouldn't be here if you didn't. So and I'm not concerned about edges. Like, this is not supposed to be looking pretty. This is not supposed to become anything or look a certain way. This is just like literally, wait, can you see that? This is literally just me making a couple of blue blobs. and circling in the thoughts that have kind of been occupying my mind lately. By the way, is our music still going? I'm not sure. Give me a second here. Yes, it is. Now, if you're ahead of me and you think I'm going a little bit slow, you can either just take a moment, take a breather, take a sip of your tea, of your coffee, of whatever beverage that you've chosen for today, or we can go over to our next color of choice. So in this instance, now we have identified, you know, our color for anxiety. We have identified the source of our anxiety, or maybe we haven't, and that's okay as well. And now it's time to invite in that feeling of, you know what, I would like to feel a little bit better. I am allowing myself to kind of let this go. I'm allowing myself and I'm inviting in a bit more of like softness and a bit more kindness and a bit more grace towards myself. And so that's what we're going to be using our next color for. It's like, look at it as sort of like a gradient. So we're going from this intense little blue blob on our paper, and we just want to soften it up a little bit. We're just gently nudging our discomforting feelings to soften the edges off a little bit. So the only thing I'm going to be doing here is taking my next color and making another circle around my first. Well, I can't call it a circle. These are definitely not circles, but like, I'm just gonna make color in around my weird blobs. I'm just gonna be following the curves, following the colors. Maybe I'll blend it a little bit, see if I can get them to like merge. So this way I kind of like honor the harsh feelings. I honor I validate the harder feelings, but I'm also softening the edges so that I can invite in softer feelings and warmer feelings. I personally find that I want to get better at practicing allowing myself to feel better. That might sound strange, but hey Donna! Oh, it's been a while since I've seen you, but I'm so happy that you're here. Oh, thank you for being here. And I'm sad that you can't join us for the painting, but I'm very grateful that you enjoy the chattering anyway. I am chattering away, so thank you for being here. Let's see. Where was I? Oh, I was gonna say that. Oh yeah, I often have like a hard time allowing myself to feel better. Now, why is that? It's almost like this. Like I said, I have no. What's the word again? Like degree. I only have experience regarding mental health stuff. I don't have the education about it. So, where was I going with this? I had a point I wanted to make. But now I've completely forgotten my point. I wanted to say something with that. Oh God. Okay. Give me a second here. It's at the tip of my tongue. Yeah, I have the experience. So, oh, okay. I'm very sorry. I was going to say something interesting in my head, but apparently it wasn't interesting enough because I can't for the life of me think of it what it was. Oh, I'm so happy that you're smiling, Donna. That makes me smile even more, like my cheeks are burning. Simply because it just means so much when you guys show up and when you're here with me and just share your wonderful comments and just talk. It makes my day. It makes my day. And you know what makes my day even more? It's just, this feeling of that people, that you're not alone with the stuff that you feel and the stuff that you say. And yeah, that is something that I'm so grateful for that the internet has given me, because I have been so lost in living like very closed up. Like growing up, I didn't have a lot of friends. I was this little lonely little lump. And then thank God I met my partner. He is my soulmate, my everything. But like, in the internet has given me the opportunity to socialize without having to like go out into the world as much, which I'm not saying that's a good thing, but like because I know it's important to brave your fears. Like, one of the anxiety issues that I've struggled with a lot is agoraphobia, which means going out into really big public spaces with a lot of people. That is a thing that has a big hold on me. And so struggling with that has prevented me from like finding connection in real life apart from my beautiful partner. And so the internet has given me the opportunity to find friends and beautiful people and connect to others, despite of like this anxious problem thing that I'm working through. And so yeah, I'm just really grateful for you guys to be here and for joining me on this. And it's a beautiful experience. It's a beautiful experience to see that you're not alone. And I have been drawing the same circle around a circle for a long time now. Let's go to the next one. Again, if you think I'm slow, you can of course speed things up. If you want to know what we're doing next, we are just simply, or maybe I shouldn't tell you. Wait, no, I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to finish my thing here. And if you are finished before me, again, I invite you to take a deep breath, take a sip of tea, take a sip of coffee, maybe smile to yourself a little bit. Donna and I have smiled today, so we invite you to smile as well, because actually, funny enough, when you put like a smile on your face, it somehow, in my personal opinion, makes you feel better. Now that might sound strange, but seriously, like, just try to smile and see how that feeling of smiling, how that feels in your body. I find it has this wonderful magical effect. I can't believe that hey, Princess of Palooza! I'm so happy that you're here! Thank you for joining! I love it when you send me those yellow hearts. I feel so loved. Oh, and thank you for the pink heart, Liska. I feel so loved by you too. You guys are very, very lovely. And I'm so grateful that you're spending your time with me. And I am being slow, but who cares? I am just enjoying the feeling of physically putting my anxiety on paper. Like, somehow it loosens up the pressure in my head, personally. Just getting it out. Like, I'm visualizing that this right here, these are the things that are causing trouble up there and here. So just like merging these colors and getting it out softens everything within me. Now, this might not be your experience, but it is mine, and I've done this a couple of times, and that's why I wanted to share it today. And I also find that using art as a way to, express yourself, but not express yourself in the sense of making beautiful art or like making masterpieces, but just using art as a way to express yourself literally through colors and shapes and simple things. It's so therapeutic. That's probably also why you have something that's called art therapy. Now, I'm not sure if I can call this art therapy, because I'm honestly just doing something that makes sense to me, and it might not make sense to anyone else, but this has helped me in so many ways of letting go of being, how do you call it? Well, I started my art journey, I would say 6-7 years ago now. That's when I decided that I wanted to learn how to draw, mainly to bring fantastical worlds. Like, I first and foremost wanted to be an author. I wanted to write fantasy books and fantasy worlds. And so my desire to draw and to learn how to draw and to paint came from wanting to bring that to life visually. And somewhere along the way, I realized that I really enjoy having the skill and making art. But it also got to that point where I felt like I had to prove myself through it somehow. Like, I started to attach my own personal value and my own worth to the accomplishments of my art. And that started to make me feel really uncomfortable, because if there's anything I'm trying to teach my inner child and teach myself, is that I am already worthy exactly as I am. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to be anything. I don't have to become anything or achieve anything in order to be worthy of love and comfort and safety and a roof above my head and all these kind of things. I am enough as I am. And yeah, when I started experimenting with these emotional art practices, I found this immense relief. I realized that this is kind of what I also want to use my art for, is just using it as a tool to soothe myself and to become more emotionally intelligent, like using it as a tool to understand myself better. And it's a journey, because I think I've barely touched the surface of it, if that makes sense. And these little practices that we do during this stream, like, it's it's just the beginning. It's just the beginning, is what I'm trying to say. But I find so much comfort in it. Ooh, Donna says, the beautiful thing about art therapy is that it's the intention that matters the most, rather than the technique. Just mindfully playing with colors you love goes a long ways toward calming anxiety. Yeah, so true, Donna. So I guess that's art therapy then. I probably should have looked it up more thoroughly. But like, art therapy is just using colors as a way to express yourself, which we're doing right now. So I guess I'm basically doing art therapy stuff without like labeling it as such. But yeah, I find it so soothing to just be like look at this. What is this? This is nothing, right? Or I shouldn't say it's not nothing. These are my emotions. These are my emotions and my thoughts on paper, and that is everything. But like, it's just a couple of blobs, and I feel so much more at peace than I did when I started the stream. It's almost like a little bit of magic. Anyway, I talk a lot. Oh wait, I think the music also has stopped. Jeez, nobody's telling me, hey, keep me up to date. You ain't got any music. Let's do something about that. I guess we're starting from the top. There we go. So now I have been using this, wait, can you see that? I've got a couple of screens going on here, but I used my Prussian blue as like my main anxiety color. This was the color that truly represented that naughty discomfort that kind of hurts in my brain and hurts in my belly. I've gotten that onto the paper, and then I used this cobalt green. I used this color as an invitation to soften the edges. Like, I'm just basically creating a gradient here between the anxiety and a gradient towards allowing myself to feel a little bit better. And again, I know that I was talking about that the part of allowing myself to feel better, and that's been really difficult. And I had a whole thing I wanted to say about it, but I can't for the life of me remember it, and it's so annoying. It's so annoying. It doesn't matter. Anyway, we're going on to our third color here. I have my green olive. What's this one? Yeah, olive green. Now, before we move on, I'm just gonna take a sip of tea. I've been talking so much, my whole mouth is dry. I'm just gonna take a moment. Now, remember the forest. Or if you just popped in and you don't know what I mean about a forest, I was using like a forest analogy, a beautiful autumnal forest analogy with sunlight streaming through the leaves, and we are sitting by a beautiful little stream, and we were visualizing that all the leaves, all the beautiful autumnal leaves in the water kind of were taking, my English is messing with me here, but like we were giving the leaves our anxiety. We were visualizing that our anxiety and our discomfort, we were putting that into the leaves, and then we're watching as the stream just takes away the leaves, takes away, let it float away, and like it still exists and it's fully allowed to be there, but we're creating a bit of distance in a soft and gentle way towards ourselves. And so just revisiting the forest a little bit, I like doing that, so I invite you to do the same if it feels comfortable for you. I'm gonna drink some tea. And then just enjoy the moment, trying to be present, allowing myself to breathe deeply. I guess these live streams are just, is an excuse for me to do something that feels good for me. Like, it's kind of an egocentric thing to do. Like, I'm doing this for myself and then hoping that somebody else can benefit from it as well. So, yeah. Okay, so I have my third color. And this one, I'm just going to use to soften the edges even more. And whilst I'm doing that, I'm also gonna, like, in the back of my mind, I'm gonna just think of, like, again, I have an outrageous amount of colors to choose from, and you don't need an outrageous amount of colors to choose from to do this little practice. It's just like, I have this, and I love it so much just because it brings me joy to look at it. But if you only have 5 colors to choose from, you can always mix to the colors of your choosing, or you just use what you have and it still has an equally powerful and comforting effect, in my opinion. But yeah, before I start using my third color, I'm just going to choose one last one. And this last one that I want to be choosing is going to be my happiest color. Like the color that right now, like, just makes me the happiest, just lights me up. Like, I have a thing for color. Can you tell? Like, just talking about color just makes me so excited. but like, I'm just thinking about which one of these colors just makes me happy right now. Which one makes me happy? I think it's this green one right here. I'm going for this green one right there. So I have it already. I'm gonna put that aside. And I haven't asked you to find this color just yet because I wanted us to soften the edges of our anxiety a little bit before we were looking for the happy color. Because sometimes, you need to, like, soothe and find a bit of calm before you can introduce the positive stuff. I think we need to get ourselves to more of like a neutral base before we introduce the opposite of how we felt. Does that make sense? I hope so. So I have that at the ready, but I still have my third color. This again is just like a transition gradient color, just to soften the edges even more. And as I put this on paper, I just kind of mentally pour my discomforting feelings in here. Maybe I even throw in some good affirmations or some good thoughts towards myself. Maybe I'm just telling myself, you know what, you're doing good. You're doing your best. I'm doing my best. I'm trying hard, and like I deserve to take a moment to take a break and just see how far I've come. I've come so far. If you'd ask me half a year ago that I'd be where I am right now, I would just laugh at your face. So I'm giving myself permission to acknowledge that I'm doing my best. And I'm telling myself that I'm loved. I'm loved, I'm cared for. And everything is okay. Like, I'm safe. I have a roof above my head. I have people who love me. I have a warm bed to sleep in at night. I have the cutest puppies. Oh, by the way, you can't see her. Wait. Well, Oop is laying in the corner here. Maybe I should, like, get myself an extra camera so we can have, like, a dog cam in the stream. And then you can watch her sleep peacefully, because that's the most peaceful thing that you'll probably ever see. She just sleeps all day. And it's really peaceful to watch. But yeah, I am loved. You are loved. I am safe. I hope you are safe. I am worthy of taking time for myself. to just be, to just enjoy my colored pencils, to just be at peace and find comfort in making some weird lines and some weird blobs. If you can, just tell yourself some comforting things. It's so easy to be kind and loving towards others, but when do you actually take the time to be kind to yourself? Or say something nice to yourself, like, hey, I'm wearing a nice t-shirt today, or hey, my hair looks nice today. I know this has nothing to do with anxiety, but like, when do you give yourself a compliment? And really mean it. Don't say it just because I said that you should say it. No, say it because you mean it. Find something that you can like genuinely stand behind. If that makes sense. We're not here to lie to ourselves. We don't have to pretend like we like something about ourselves that we don't. It's important, however, that we do accept the things that, or like accept is maybe not the right word. But like, what's the word? How do I describe it? Maybe just remember that even if there are parts by ourselves too that we don't like about ourselves, that we still remind ourselves that we are equally as worthy as everybody else. We are equally as worthy to be loved, to be cared for. You don't need to be anyone else. You don't need to do anything different. You don't need to look a certain way, do a certain thing, to be worthy of all the beautiful things of life. And so yeah, if you give yourself a compliment, give something that you truly mean. Even if it's just like, let's find something silly. What's a silly thing we can say about ourselves that we can truly mean? I'm having a hard time now that I'm saying it out loud. What do I like about myself that is completely random? Ooh, I like the shape of this nail. I genuinely do. The rest of them I've just cut like haphazardly in a rush. But this nail I actually managed to get pretty round and pretty like ovally. And I can stand behind that because it's true. I like this nail. So, I mean, like, that kind of a small thing you can tell yourself, but at least make it something that you can truly stand behind. We start practicing with the little things, and then the more we manage to say truthful, complimentary stuff to ourselves, the more things we find, I think. That's also like another thing that I've been practicing a lot, is trying to find things that I can say to myself that are nice. And you do notice that the more you do something, the more you can feel it, the more you start believing it, like the more you also start looking for it. I think the same thing goes for like gratitude. The more you look for the things that you're grateful for, the more things you see that you can be grateful for. If that makes sense? I'm babbling, am I not? I'm literally rambling. I'm rambling and I'm having a lovely time with my little transition color here. So. I'm also kind of sweaty. Excuse me, you don't need to know that, but I am. It's kind of hot in here. I have these like lamps to get a bit of better lighting. I see now that it's quite dark though, but yeah, they are like strong, so it gets really warm in here. Ooh. Oh, it smells really nice out. It has this like autumnal scent. Like right now, all the farmers in this area, because I live in the countryside, it's what's the word again? It's the season for harvesting. So you see tractors everywhere in these big machines where they're harvesting everything, and it creates this amazing scent that I very much associate with autumn. A very comforting scent. It makes me think of tea and candles and warmth and light and comfort. Ah, I wish you could smell it. That's so nice. Anyway. So I am coming to the end of my third transition color here. So, have you found your happy color yet? Maybe you didn't have the capacity to find it a couple minutes ago. But if you can now, try again. Look at the colors that you have at your disposal and which one makes you the happiest. Take your time to just look at them. See which one just feels good. What is the color you want to bring with you throughout the rest of your day or your evening, maybe the rest of your week? I think I could do this for hours on end. Just go over the same thing again with my colored pencils. Making these funny little egg shapes. Acknowledging my own emotions. Allowing myself to feel them. It feels like a gift to myself when I acknowledge how I feel. And when I tell myself that they are valid. Everything you feel is valid. Now that is not to be mixed with truth, because our minds are storytellers, our minds are not truth tellers. So everything you hear in your head doesn't mean that it's true. But you are allowed to feel everything you feel. You're allowed to validate that. And we are allowed to invite in the desire to feel a bit better. Okay, I got my eggs. I got my colorful blobs. Hey, Lindsay! Oh, I'm so happy that you're here and that you've been following along in the background. That means so much. I hope that this little interesting session could help you out. I remember what you wrote on our Discord, and I hope that these simple practices can help you untie some knots and untie some of these emotions that you described, and that you can feel a little bit better. Yeah, I'm just happy that you're here with us. Okay, so do you have your happy color? Does any of you have your happy color? It is time for a happy color. Now, also I want to say, if you're not in the mood for a happy color, if you feel like, you know, we just did this thing and you feel like nothing has changed, you don't feel any different, know that that is totally fine as well. Like, we can try to do things to try to soothe ourselves and help ourselves feel better, but it doesn't always work. And that's okay too. And then we might just have to give it a bit more time, or we have to try again tomorrow. And if you're not in the mood for a happy color, and you maybe you just want to take your little anxiety color that is still really stuck in your belly, maybe you still just want to use this one and you kind of want to fill the rest of your page with it, then I would highly recommend that you do that. And like, just envision your discomforting feelings, and just whilst you're drawing or painting, just envision that you're kind of like translating all that and letting it out on the paper, and see if that maybe helps. Maybe. Yeah, so I am ready for a happy color. However, I like my happy color for today. It's this beautiful, wait, where can I show you this? Here? Yeah, let's go. What's your happy color, this gal? I'd love to know. This is mine. This is called light green. We love a light green. And I'm just gonna enjoy, I'm just gonna have the best time to fill in the rest of my white space, basically. So if you see here, I'm just gonna, all these white spots, I'm just gonna fill it in with my happy color. I'm just gonna enjoy the feeling of how it just flows on the paper. And I'm just gonna try, like with the anxiety and the other colors, we try to get it out of our system. And now we want to invite the happy color into our system. Just try to envision that your happy color just kind of goes up into your fingers, goes in through your arm, goes into your heart, goes into your brain, and just like you're filled with your happy color, and you know, it just shines brightly over the anxiety and the overwhelm. I know I'm laughing about it, and like I'm kind of not making fun of it, but like I'm saying it with like a joyful tone, because yeah, this is all just, can you say that figuratively speaking? But I still genuinely mean every word. Like this is powerful to me. Doing this right here is just really, really helpful for me. And I'm having a wonderful time whilst doing it. Isn't that amazing? I find it amazing. Ooh, Liz Gal is using magenta. Oh, that's a beautiful color as well. I love that. That's also... Oh, are we still going? Because I just got a notification from my streaming thing that I got disconnected. Are we still here? I'm not sure. I think so. I think we're still here. Okay, we're still here. We're still live. Anyway, happy color. Let's start filling it in. And let's invite the happy color into our system, into our body, into our minds. Again, if you don't feel like using a happy color, you'd rather use your anxiety color, then by all means use that as well. Like, I talk about things, how you can do things. And, you know, I give you, like, I invite you to do the things that I do, but please keep in mind you can do this however you like and what works for you, and adjust it to whatever is okay and what is fun for you. Like, this is just a guideline. If you have no clue of how to proceed, but you can use these practices in any way you like, or not do them at all, and just doodle and do your own thing. But remember, there's utter and complete freedom in these streams to just do the things that feel right for you. Oh yeah, definitely, Lindsay. Joy and laughter disarms anxiety. That is so true. That is so true. Ah, yeah, I love that. I love that. That is what I find so powerful about allowing, like literally tell ourselves that we are willing to feel differently. We are willing to allow in a bit of good feelings. It doesn't mean that we do feel better, but we are creating like that gradient or that space of the possibility of it. And then when you laugh, like Lindsay say, and when you feel a bit of joy, it kind of just pushes the dark corners further away. Pushes the darkness away. I love my happy color. I am feeling really good about my happy color. Oh, and also remember to breathe sometimes. Take a deep breath here and there. Remember, you are not in a rush. Also, if I'm going too fast here and you're not finished when we end the stream, you can keep going. Like, you don't have to finish this practice in the time that I'm doing it. You can also finish it earlier. That's completely up to you. Ooh, Princess Appaloosa, you are using turquoise, I can never pronounce it, turquoise, yellow, and pink? Are those your colors for today? Those are beautiful, I love that. Oh, I love this. I love to hear about other people's colors as well. Isn't that funny, like how we're so... Yeah. I find it a beautiful thing how people can love so many different things and yet we can unite over it. Like, we have different preferences in color. we can unite over the joy of it. Does that make sense? If I'm gradually getting more quiet. I'm just feeling peaceful right now, and I think I have already said a lot, you know? So also, here in Norway, it is now currently, what is the time? It is 8:15 in the evening. So my brain is going into like sleepy mode, relaxation mode. And doing this little doodly thing is definitely helping me as well. And I love how using art as a tool to explore emotional worlds really just brings back like that childlike experience of things, that childlike innocence and peace. Hey, Gabrielle! I haven't seen you here before. Thank you for joining. I'm happy that you're popping in. Thank you for being here. We're just drawing our way out of anxiety, or we're trying. We're trying to use color and weird blobby shapes to release anxiety and overthinking and overwhelm. And to me personally, it's working. Like, there's a bunch of other people here who are trying it, and I hope it's working for them as well. That was my intention, but... Ooh! Oh, that's so fun! I'm so excited that you're here for your next video! I like that. Like, I keep saying that it's so fun that we can like join over a creative practice, but if you want to do whatever you want to do, this is the creative space to do that with lovely people. And I'm very excited to see your next one, your next video. Oh, thank you for saying that. That makes me so happy, Gabrielle. Thank you. You just be warned. I say a lot of weird things. Like I do this little blobbery drawing thing, and I just say what comes to mind, and there's literally no filter. So ooh. Okay, so Lindsay's colors are terracotta, terracotta. Sorry, I'm mixing in Norwegian ways to say things. Terracotta, neon opera pink. That sounds fascinating. And Prussian blue. Ooh, you're using the Prussian blue as well. I like that. And your happy color is, of course, cobalt teal. Wait. I think I might have that. I need to see. Cobalt teal. That sounds beautiful. You'd say that with like a 60 set colored pencil thing, I would have cobalt teal. But maybe I don't. Ooh, but I like your colors, Lindsay. No, I don't think I have it. Ah, shoot, I would have liked to see it, but I'll look it up after the stream because it sounds like a beautiful color. Is the music? Oh, we even still got music. I'm surprised. I keep forgetting that I have the music playing because I don't have like headphones on myself. So I can't really, I don't exactly hear what you guys are hearing. I hope it's not too overwhelming, that it's not too loud. I'm almost sad that my page is full. I wish I had, well, I have another page. I could keep on going on that, but maybe I should try to put a bit more pressure on my pencil. right now I think I've managed to make myself so calm that I'm like in this present state of not thinking much, and so there are no words left. there are literally no words left in my brain. Like, I always think that I have so much to say, but I think I've just managed to make myself peaceful. Cool. Okay, so Lindsay says that cobalt teal can also be cobalt turquoise or cobalt green. Oh, maybe I have that. Wait, what wasn't I using? Wait a minute. I've been using cobalt green as well, Lindsay. I've literally been using two of the colors that you've been using too. So this is this like the color that you're currently working with? This is, what did I say? Cobalt green. Oh, I love it so much. There's a freshness to it. Like, it reminds me of ocean, but ocean in like the Bahamas or something. No. In, we also have this kind of ocean color in, how do you, Lofoten. Lofoten. How do you pronounce that in English? Lofoten. Lofoten. I don't know, but they have beautiful water. They have beautiful colored water, and it's so freaking cold. Like, do not be, how do you call it? Oh, my English is failing me again. Do not be fooled, because the water looks amazing, and it's so darn cold you can't feel your toes after like 5 minutes. Oh, that's so cool, Lindsay, that we're using the same colors. What a coincidence. Or maybe not. Maybe not. I like to think that there aren't really any coincidences. Like, the universe works in mysterious ways. And maybe today, Lindsay, we are connected more emotionally than we might language-wise be aware of. I don't know. Ooh, and remember, like I said, how it's a beautiful exercise to try and invite in other feelings when you're feeling anxious or having like darker feelings, that we can practice the ability to still let light in during those times. Now, I know that some of you may be religious, some of you may believe in God or anything, some may be believing in the universe, or some may not believe in anything. But I forgot to mention that when I say that I kind of invite in, or would like to invite in the light, I usually kind of see it in a connection to God. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't consider myself to be religious. I don't have a religion. I basically just see God as love. God is love to me. And that is the only picture I have. Other than that, I don't have a perception or like an opinion on what anything can be, because I simply don't know. But I truly trust and believe that God is love. And so when I say that I want to invite in the light, I kind of phrase it in a way of God or love. Love, please let me see these emotions differently. Please help me see this situation a bit differently. How can I invite in the light, regardless of the darkness that is there? So I'm not trying to push away the negative or the darker things that I'm feeling. I'm not trying to ignore it or push it under the bed or something like that. But I'm trying to practice to also allow in other things while I feel it. Because for so many years, like when I felt something dark or negative, like that completely and utterly consumed me, and there wasn't space for anything else. Like if I felt depressed, that was everything that existed. When I got anxious, that was everything that was everything that existed. And it ended up being a thing where I could go weeks and months of carrying that, because I got so, I kind of identified myself with it. I have for so many years identified myself with the mental health issues I've had growing up. And so refinding my connection to the universe, to God, to love, whatever you wish to call it. I personally believe, like, if you are religious or not, or believe in the universe, or, you know, all these, there's a red thread in everything. There is something that we can unite over, and that is the fact that we believe that there's something bigger than ourselves. And once I started pouring more attention into God, into love, it invited me to see things from a different perspective, but also it's teaching me to practice seeing things from a different perspective, if that makes sense. I understand now that a lot of things with mental health stuff is that you build a cage around your own mind, around your own heart, to protect yourself. It might have been from trauma, it might have been from experiences that you've had from the past or the way that you've grown up, and you just build this cage to protect yourself, or you think that's what you're doing. And then you grow older and you realize that this cage is also stopping you from seeing all the beautiful things that are out there, and all the possibilities, and all the amazing people, and all the incredible things that can be a part of life. And it's hard. Like, it's hard to make that shift at times. But ever since I chose the path of healing and chose the path of growth, of wanting to see it, yeah, it was more like a decision of, okay, I'm going on a rant here apparently. Like, I just came to the point where I started seeing my path in life if I kept identifying and holding on to past experiences and mental health stuff. I just kind of, I got these images of how my life would look like in 10 years or 20 years if I allowed myself to continue living this way. And I realized that I'm basically dooming myself. And so it was a very conscious decision to say, like, you know what, I don't want this anymore. I don't want to experience life like this anymore. I don't want to live in the dark anymore. I don't want to be consumed by it anymore. I don't want to, I want to find the light in love. I want to find the light in love, but also in life. I want to see the beautiful things, because we live in a society where all the dark shit is so much pushed upon us. All the horror and the sadness and the suffering. It's something that we see every day. And I don't want to live in a world like that. I want to acknowledge the beautiful things. And that was like, it was an interesting experience, because you can make that decision. That is not like a light switch of like, okay, I have decided that I'm going to see all the beautiful things in life, and I'm going to see that life is worth living, and then the next day, you know, everything is well. Absolutely not. It became like, that's when the search began. Like, I chose to believe that life is so much more than this darkness that has been, but I haven't actually seen that beautiful stuff yet. And so it just was this weird dynamic of, yeah, this search. What I'm trying to say is it's so worth it. It's so worth it. It's worth seeing the beauty in things. It is worth searching for light and for connection, and to search for love, and to search and let in. Allow yourself to let in the good stuff that doesn't take away from the fact that horrible things happen in the world, and that people are suffering, and that anything can happen any day. But it does mean that you see how life is so worth living, and how beautiful it can be. I have no idea if any of this makes sense. Oh gosh, this is like evening night meandering. You know, maybe I should end this soon. I'm just literally just talking and just playing with my happy color. But yeah. Seeing the beautiful things in life, seeing how beautiful life can be, is a practice. That's definitely it. It is something that we have to work to see. But it's so worth it when we do. I think there's literally no white left on my paper here. How are we doing, everyone? How are you? Oh, thank you, Donna. Donna is saying your ability to chat is something I admire. Oh gosh, I thank you. That is also something I'm trying to practice. Is when I receive a compliment, I say thank you, because my little brain right here immediately wants to say oh gosh, and then I start overanalyzing myself and I say like oh I probably say weird things and everything. But thank you, Donna. I'm gonna take that with me. That's actually really comforting to hear. Oh, thank you for agreeing, Miss Gal. You guys are so lovely. You're making my day. Apparently I can chat for hours on end. Uh, but yeah. How are we all doing? Hey, Kristen! Hi, I'm so happy that you're popping in. Thank you for saying hello. That means so much. I'm sorry to say that I've just reached the finish of my blobs. These are my anxiety blobs. I literally don't have a better way to explain it. What we've been doing, Kristen, is finding if any of us felt anxiety. We've been. Oh, thank you, Gabrielle. That means so much to hear. Now I'm getting shy. Gabrielle is saying, you're so much more clear and brilliantly articulate than you give yourself credit for. Ah, oh, that means so much. Thank you. I'm getting shy now. Like one compliment was one thing. Receiving two was like almost like an overload of something. But it's okay. That's another thing. Oh, don't get me started. I'm gonna rant again. Also, hello, Deborah. Thank you for popping by. But like, the thing with receiving compliments or learning anything new, like something I recently or a couple of months ago understood is that my nervous system is very dysregulated. Meaning, oh no, I can't explain it. But it means like when I receive a compliment, when I receive a gift, when I receive anything, I'm like, oh, I don't deserve this. Oh, this is not for me. Or, oh, this must be a mistake. And so I'm like kind of trying to practice the feeling of, I am safe to receive this. It's okay. Like, I deserve to get compliments. I deserve to receive gifts. And like, I know, oh, I don't know where I'm going with this. But like, I'm trying to regulate my nervous system. And trying to accept nice things because I'm worthy of it. And I'm saying that just to remind you that you are worthy of it too. That's the gist of it. Like, we are worthy of receiving compliments. We are worthy of receiving love and kindness. And we are worthy and safe to take it in. Like, do you get that? Do we get that? I think we get that. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I think I was telling Kristen about the blobs and then I started talking about something completely different again. I got sidetracked. How is everyone else's blobs doing? Oh, I love what you say that. I love what you say that, gosh. I love that you say that, Lindsay. Lindsay is saying that's what we're here for. We all say weird things, and it's what makes lives fun. I agree. I really agree. And I also I love that you are such a lovely bunch because you can tell if I'm very uncomfortable. Like, I promise you, you do not want to see me in a situation where I'm uncomfortable with the people I'm talking to. That is awkward at like a next level thing. Like, I hope you never have to experience that. I like your typing skills, Lindsay. Just make the mistakes. It makes life fun, like you say, making typos. Who cares? But yeah, you guys make me feel so comfortable. And you make me feel so loved just by being here and hanging out with me. And okay, where was I with that little? Okay, we got the blobs. That's I keep on saying that we got the blobs. Now, I thought this would be like the end of the things that we're doing, but I see now I enjoy to do a little bit of doodling. I feel like it's a little bit too it's just a little bit too blobby. I just personally would like to add a couple of dots and some lines and some, like now, oh, this is like a nice thing to do. We're just gonna end with like the fun stuff. So we've gone through the whole transformational journey of going from anxious and overwhelmed to I'm burping. Sorry. Oh, that's no. Excuse me. You did not see that. But yeah, we've gone from our anxious side and our intense feelings to gradually softening ourselves to receive the happy color and soak up our own happy color. So now that we have the happy color, let's just hold on to the happy color and the happy feelings for a little bit longer. Let's find a marker. Let's find a pen, an ink pen, and let's just have some fun. If you can. Of course, again, if you feel like this whole session right here hasn't served you in the way that you hoped, that is totally fine. Maybe this just wasn't a practice for you, that is totally fine. Then we'll figure out something else until next time. Or maybe, you know, your anxiety is just having such a hold on you right now that nothing is really working. And the kindest thing you can do to yourself, do for yourself, is to accept it and say that it's okay. And remind yourself, I'm loved. I'm loved. I'm very much loved. I am safe. And this will pass. Everything will pass. Nothing stays the same. That's like the beauty and the curse of life. Nothing stays the same. So this anxious and discomforting feeling you're feeling right now, it will pass. Oh, Emma. Oh, I'm sorry. Emma put some heart shapes on her happy pink color. I love that. I love that so much. Happy heart shapes. Okay, I'm gonna make some. Maybe I'm not using ink. Maybe I want to use another color. Maybe use another color? What kind of color would I like to be using? I wasn't supposed to be using this many colors, but now that I'm at it, I might as well add some. Ooh, you know what? I want a pink color as well. I'm gonna add some pinkish shapes and dots to my happy color. Let's see. So this little impromptu ending to this little practice right here is going to be play. Just play. Make some shapes, make some dots, make some lines. Just fill your happy color with funny shapes. Wherever you can put it. And if you're currently not with us on the little practice, maybe you can just play with funny shapes in your head. Something like that. Like just take a moment to visualize funny shapes. For example, going back to the forest analogy that we were using, the forest visualization, sit by the stream, watch the beautiful autumn leaves flow through the river. It takes away your anxiety, it takes away the discomfort, and maybe you can just visualize some funny little flops and blobs. Maybe there are a couple of fish that, like, I am actually closing my eyes when I'm saying this, but like maybe you like see a couple of fish like nibbling at the surface of the water, or maybe you're throwing in some lovely stones, and just close your eyes and for a moment play with the river and the movement and the fish and just have a bit of fun. Have a bit of fun. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to get at. You do notice that when you're not an English native speaker, you use a lot of words to try and explain things. Because first of all, you don't know how to explain it before you explain it. And then second, you don't know if you explain it well enough, so you start over-explaining it. And so it just becomes this whole thing. And then it became eerily quiet. Suddenly, suddenly I lost all words. That makes me smile, Kristen. Kristen is saying, fill your... Now that you write it like that, I have to laugh. Kristen is saying, fill your happy color with happy shapes. I'm coming in late, so I have no context, but just that sentence made me feel happy. Well, you know, mission accomplished, Kristen. I'm happy that that sentence made you happy. And for context, we've been using color to transform our anxiety into a more peaceful and happy state of mind. And so we went from like a color, which in this case was this blue right here. I use this to represent my anxiety and discomfort at like its most intense. And I used this to like put it on paper to try to get it out. And then we used a couple of gradient colors and then ended with the happy color. Because we used the gradient colors to soften the edges and to allow in a bit of more good feelings. And then we used a happy color to fill ourselves with more with more good feelings. Jesus. Okay. But yeah, fill ourselves with more happy color. And now we're using another color to fill in happy shapes on the happy color. Geez, I'm using a lot of words today. I think I'm getting to that point where like, you know, these kids that are overtired. I kind of feel like that kind of a kid right now. Oh, I love that, Donna. Donna doodles Purple's heart all the time to lift her mood. That's a beautiful tip. I like that. To just doodle a shape that you like in a color that you like. For those of you who need another little extra tip to lift your mood, do what Donna says. Oh, really, Lindsay? Lindsay is saying she's a native speaker and does the same thing, because I was saying like how when you're not a native speaker, you over-explain things all the time. Well, maybe then it's because it is hard in general to put your thoughts into words. Like it is hard to express yourself that way and really try to explain yourself in a way that makes sense to other people. That might just be a difficult thing in general. Oh, Deborah. Deborah is eating her happy shapes. Well, that's valid too. That's a beautiful exercise and a very tasty one because she's eating letter cookies. Letter cookies. Oh, I wish I had that. That sounds really nice. That's a beautiful practice. Okay, so if you don't want to doodle purple hearts like Donna does, then you can do like Deborah and eat your happy shapes. Maybe we can do that in another stream. Then I will make sure to have some happy shapes to eat myself. I'm getting hungry by the thought. Okay, I'm being slow here again. I'm also, wait, time is usually, I do this for like 90 minutes or so, but we're going a little bit past our time today. Because I'm just having a good time. Thank you all for lifting my mood. I think like, yes, I'm much less anxious now. I don't think it's just because of the art practice. I think it's just knowing that I get to do this with you and knowing that you're here with me. Like there's this collective energy of creativity, and color, and finding comfort in each other's company. I think that has a lot to do with feeling less anxious right now as well. Hey, sleepy puppy. And my sweet little Oop is sleeping in the background. Wait, what I can do for the rest of the duration of this stream, let's see if we can find... Wait, okay, no, I have a fun idea. Let's see. Oh no, Lindsay. Lindsay is saying I'm turning into Bob Ross. Happy trees, happy clouds, happy colors. Oh gosh, that's not very original, is it? Also, by the way, I'm reading some of the comments out loud because I realized that you can't see the comments in the replay of the stream. So, you know, when you rewatch the stream, it just sounds like I'm talking to myself for the entire time. So I thought maybe it's nice to see say some of the comments out loud. But oh gosh, I'm turning into Bob Ross. Well, I guess there are worse things to be called. Fun fact, I watch Bob Ross every single night before I go to bed. Not to learn anything, but because it is so calming and soothing to watch these art tutorials, and I fall asleep like that. So yeah, there's a fun fact for you. What I wanted to do was, let me just see. Oh, that's not a very long. Wait. I'm not entirely sure what you're seeing right now, but we're gonna do like this. See if we can put our little oop into focus here. What are we seeing right now? Are we seeing oop? Let's see. Give me a second. Well, now you're seeing. Wait. Oh, there she is. There's my little oopie. There's my little sweet girl. There we go. I think I should get instead of showing you guys what I'm doing, I should just be having like a puppy cam. Hey, girl. Wait, excuse me, I'm just gonna pass right over there. Oop is like the sweetest. She's like a therapy dog, I would say. She's my little therapy dog. She's just like, she sleeps all the time. She is also a sassy little drama queen, but in most occasions, she's very sweet and very calm. And the only thing she ever cares about is food. She doesn't want to go on walkies. She has to stay in shape, but like, she wants food, she wants sleep, and she wants cuddles. And if she gets that, she's the happiest dog in the world. So couldn't and Bam Bam is the exact opposite. He's just like the tornado to Oops zen calm energies. And she often gets annoyed, but sleepy puppy. Yeah. Oh yes, to puppy cam. Okay, maybe I should prioritize that next time. I think so. It's very peaceful. It's very peaceful to watch her. Okay, let's see. I'm just gonna add a few more thingies here. I think I've already said it, but I love how these simple creative practices make me feel like a child again. Ooh, and I love that, especially regarding like a healing and a growth process. For me personally, it feels so much like coming home to myself. Like I don't think I've been this playful and free and childlike ever since I was literally a child. I think because of past stuff, I just grew up too fast. Like I forced myself to grow up too fast. And it's such a beautiful thing to see that I can reconnect with that inner child of mine and really like find joy in the simple things, in the little things. Oh, by the way, Kristen, I'm drinking my rooibos tea. Or I have it here. I just, I just babble. I don't I don't actually drink it apparently. Yeah, it truly does, Donna. Donna says that playful, free, and childlike, that's where the magic happens. And that is so true. I'm really feeling that. And it's just a beautiful experience. It's a really beautiful experience. Mm. I know, Kristen. It is mine too. I might have said this, but rooibos tea was the tea that my grandma always served me the first thing when we came to her in the Netherlands. So for those of you who don't know, I am actually Dutch. I was born in the Netherlands. And so my entire family, on my dad's side, I have a really big family. Everyone lives in the Netherlands, and I was a year old when I moved to Norway. And so like, Yeah, when I smell rooibos, that's like the tea that she always served, usually with whole milk and a bit of sugar. I now just drink it plainly. But you know that these kind of things have such a trigger such memories, like positive memories in this case. And it's just like I'm just for every sip that I take of my rooibos, I'm like taken back to her home, to her garden, sipping tea with her. Yeah. She passed away 3 years ago now, I think. But it's beautiful to experience that just a sip of tea can make you relive it all over again. Yeah. Oh, now you do, Kristen. Yeah, that's a really precious memory. I think that's like why I love rooibos so much. And one thing that's like, not to be all sad or anything, but like one thing that is like the biggest heartbreak, I think, is that my grandma loved gardens so much. Gardening was everything to her. And prior to moving here, my partner and I lived in Oslo, like in the tiniest apartment she could never visit. And then we moved here, and she never got the chance to see where we live now in the middle of nowhere in the countryside. We have this gorgeous garden. Oh, she would have loved it so much. She would have loved this place like nothing else. Yeah, she never got. Well, she sees it now. She's here and she sees it now from from above or from somewhere. She sees it. But yeah. How is everyone doing with the blobs? Like I just keep on babbling. Ah, how are we doing with the blobs? Gabrielle, how's your video going? Are you making any progress? Um, how are you feeling? Oh, by the way, Gabrielle, if you're still here, I read one of your Instagram posts about, you know, that feeling of why it's hard to show up on, for example, social media or on Instagram. And I think the way you phrased it was about that maybe it's hard because it's not natural. Do I remember that correctly? And I found that such a profound way of seeing things. Like, I always thought that I still find showing up on, especially on Instagram or other platforms, I find showing up, I find it hard because it's like, it's social media in general. But I've never thought about it being difficult. And the reason for that may be that it's just not actually a very natural part of our human way of functioning and interacting with people. And I find, yeah, I hope I remember that correctly, but I think that's like what I've took from it, and it's like it has sparked a couple of very interesting thoughts. So I just wanted to say thank you for that, Gabriel, for opening my eyes. Oh, I love that you say that, Kristen. Kristen says that my grandma, she sees it now for sure. Yeah, she does. She does. Yeah. Oh yeah, I was asking about how everyone's blobs are doing in videos, and have you eaten all your letter cookies, Deborah? Is the package empty, or have you just been enjoying eating all the happy shapes? Hmm. Emma, you inspired me with your pink hearts. I am adding pink hearts to my little happy color as well. Do we still have music? Oh, so I was right, Gabrielle? Yeah, okay, good. It's kind of awkward when you think you remember something and then you remember it the wrong way. But yeah, there was definitely something that, yeah, you really sparked my attention with that, and it's worth thinking about. Because maybe when you can like come to that realization of this is actually not a very natural human thing to do. Maybe we can find other ways to do it that do feel more in tune and more aligned. Yeah, because yeah, it did. Gabrielle is saying that she's glad that it resonated with me, because yeah, it does. It's like, I think especially for some of you here, like Gabrielle and Kristen, you also have your YouTube channels, and it's hard. We notice that it's a hard world to be in at times, like exposing yourself out there, creating these things for other people to see, and just how do you keep your own authenticity and your heart in all of this, and how are you able to show yourself as the way you truly are when it is such a tumultuous I can't find the word, like such a messy world. Yeah, it's a really hard world. Oh yeah, this gal agrees, it's a hard world. And how can we keep ourselves intact, and how can we, most importantly, I think you wrote something about that as well, Gabrielle, how can we keep our joy in all of it? Like, how can we keep creating when there are so many statistical, analytical things that come looking? And especially when you want to make it work, when you want to use it as a tool to shape your own life, how do you find the balance of creating in a way that just keeps the joy and keeps the authenticity, whilst all of this other analytical stuff is battering at your brain? It's just such a, I don't have an answer to anything of what I'm saying. I'm just like thinking aloud, because it is definitely a tough world. And yeah, it was just really interesting that Gabrielle said, like, maybe it's hard because it's not natural. So how can we approach it in a more natural way when it's not? Gosh, I'm getting, I'm starting to philosophize here. No, that's not the right word, but no, it's getting too deep. Okay, let's just Ooh, really, Donna? That's amazing to hear. Donna has also started a channel, and yes, it's hard to be vulnerable and open on video, but you don't really know how else to be. Well, don't be anything else. Don't do it differently, Donna. Like, just be yourself. If there's anything this world and this society of ours need, is authenticity and people daring to show up the way that they are and dare to be vulnerable, even if it feels risky and it feels scary. Like, I think our vulnerability can be such an immensely beautiful strength, most importantly, because when you allow yourself to be vulnerable and show your true self, that creates the space and the acceptance for others to do it as well. And it's through vulnerability and being our own authentic self that we can truly shape connections that are meaningful and lovable and important to us. And society is so disconnected and cold these days that, yeah, if you can be vulnerable. Please just shine your light and your love and your beauty into the world. And it's hard because you risk the not so nice people saying things, doing things, I don't know. But you are not alone in wanting to be vulnerable and standing your ground. And I think that if we can find support and love and trust in each other, then we can then we create this like united shield of vulnerability that like bounces off all the shitty stuff that we don't want to deal with. Ooh, I love that, Gabrielle. Okay, I'll read aloud what she's saying. What she said in that post that I'm talking about is that she spent years beating herself up for really struggling with showing up on social media, but have recently realized that my struggles were actually my very intelligent nervous system letting me know that it's not entirely safe to show up on social media. And so my hesitation isn't a problem, it's my system letting me know that something's very real. I would rather listen to myself rather than constantly invalidate myself that I should be doing something. So I'm okay letting it go. That is beautifully put, Gabrielle. Thank you so much. I resonate so much with that. I love that you say that you've struggled with showing up on social media, because if there's anything I've had myself as well, it's that. It's like struggling to show up, struggling to be consistent, struggling to post regularly. Like, I've never been able to do that. And I will also admit I've been trying to do it for the last couple of months, and it has not felt aligned. I'm proud of the videos and the content that I've made, but I have also come to the realization that it doesn't feel completely right. And yeah, like I said a couple of minutes ago, that feeling of, or that realization of, that my nervous system is dysregulated, and my highest priority right now needs to be like a regulated nervous system. And so that also means acknowledging that this feels off, and so I need to approach things and myself differently. So that was beautifully put, Gabrielle. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And Lindsay is saying, I've been thinking about that a lot too. I'm grappling with figuring out how vulnerable I want to be on the internet and still be open and authentic. That's just a massive issue. And oh, I'll just goodbye, Deborah. Thank you for popping in and for eating your happy shapes with us. Oh no, now the now the mosquitoes think that you are a letter cookie. That's not a good thing. Go get inside. Go have a lovely evening, and thank you for joining us. It means so much. Thank you for being here. But yeah, so I think if I may be so bold to give, like, not advice, but thoughts on that and what Lindsay's saying, but also Kristen is saying that I think so many of us feel pressure to show up online, and it feels really unnatural. She loves filming and creating long form content, but have such difficulty feeling natural on camera. And I think it's, yeah, the hard part is, how do I say it? The hard part is distinguishing the life that you live yourself and the life that you want to show online. And how do you show the life? How do you show your authentic self when you don't want to show your entire life? And I'll say that I have kind of had a bit of realizations for myself for that as well. And I realized that I'm not comfortable sharing my entire life online. I think also my video, like, I think that's something that I'm proud of for myself, is that I am as authentic as I can possibly be when I post my videos and when I film my videos. But I have a very, very clear and distinct line of what my private life is and what my on-screen social media life is, in the sense of what I share and what I don't. And I think for me, it has become this part of, like, I am a creative person, I do creative things, and now I'm building this tiny art and healing business, and I make content around this. But my personal life and everything else is kind of kept to the background, because I don't, like, we need to face at the end of the day that we cannot be 100% authentic in ourselves on camera. Because the fact is that when you put a camera on yourself, when you start filming, when you start creating content about your life, there is this unnaturalness to it. It is not natural, like Gabrielle says. There is an unnaturalness to filming ourselves and to put our lives for everyone to see online. There is something unnatural about it, and so it does something, like, since what I'm trying to say is, like, we cannot see the 100% picture of who someone is through one single video or one single channel. It's just not possible. So you will already automatically never get the 100% authenticity of somebody online. It's just literally not possible. And I say that for myself as well. You cannot. You lovely people don't get the 100% authentic me on camera, just because you don't know what the rest of my 95% of my life looks like. And that doesn't take away from the fact that I'm authentic when I'm here and I'm talking to you and I'm having the best time, but maybe just being able to tell ourselves that it's just not possible in general to be 100% authentic. I don't know, maybe we can find some comfort in that, but maybe I'm just rambling again as well. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, sorry. I literally just screamed in your face because my microphone is right here. Sorry. I'm just reading through the comments. Thank you for saying that, Kristen, that you feel like watching my videos like watching a friend. But yeah, yeah. I find my peace with that you will not 100% authentically know me unless we meet in person, and maybe one wonderful day we will. That would be amazing. And also, if you now like film and try to create videos and you don't feel like it's natural, that is also something that comes with practice. And what Gabrielle says, like, if it doesn't feel that showing up, and what Kristen also says, that showing up on social media doesn't feel natural, like, we should allow ourselves to follow our own rhythms and do the things that feel right to us. And for me personally, that can look like, to be really honest with you, I've now had, ever since I was on my first ever market at the end of June, I have not been able to pick up my camera to film another video. Everything that I'm posting now is from before that. I managed to create content for a long time so that I had something to go on, but ever since the market, my brain has just been completely numb and I've been unable to film, and I've tried to force myself to film, and that has just been feeling even worse. That's when I start feeling unauthentic, when I don't feel okay and don't like filming and I try to do it anyway. That's when I think it really starts to show and it feels really uncomfortable, and so I just haven't done it. I have not filmed. And I'm trying to be okay with that. I am okay with that, I think, because right now I'm just in a phase where other things are taking up my mind and my space, and it's okay that I can't be that consistent right now anyway. Yeah, Donna, editing is definitely hard. But like, I love what Kristen says as well, like, see it as, try to have it as like a fun thing, as an art thing, as a creative thing. It's definitely, it is an art form on its own. You can absolutely see it with Kristen's and with Gabrielle's videos. It's just like, this is pure art. This is beautiful. And so maybe if you see your work, Donna, when you're editing as something that is art, maybe you can find a bit more joy in it as well. And yeah, Gabrielle, absolutely. We should have like a creator group somewhere where we can talk about these things. And that would actually be really nice. If you'd like, I do have a Discord server where you are wholeheartedly welcome to jump in. We don't talk specifically about YouTube and these things. And there we talk more about life and about creativity, but there's absolutely room to talk about the creator side of things as well. So if you want to check that out, feel free to do so. Or if you create a space for creators somewhere else, I'd love to know about it, because yeah, I think we should support each other left and right. And I just realized, yeah, that I'm just that I'm talking about. I've even closed my book. Jeez, I'm sorry. That was not, we went from anxiety to happy little trees and clouds and colors to talking about social media stuff, but I think it was much needed. Anyway, it is 9 p.m. here. I'm also sitting in the dark, it seems, and Oop is doing her little nighttime cleaning session. Yeah. Yeah. I've had a lovely time. I've had an absolutely amazing time with you lovely people. Thank you for joining in. Even if you didn't join in on the little creative session, I still hope that you had a peaceful time and that you got something out from it. And also, if you joined in on the little session, I hope that it could give you a little bit of a peaceful something. And that maybe if you entered here, that you felt a little bit more, if you entered the stream with a bit of anxiety, discomfort, I hope that it could like ease it just a little snippet, that the power of color could bleed into your soul and give you a bit of calm and a bit of peace. It did for me. I have some, I got some blobs. I got some very random pinky stripes and hearts and stuff like that going on, but I'm happy. I'm super happy. I've had the best time. And yeah, now I'm gonna go make some more tea. I'm gonna go read my book, sit in my bed, have some very lovely autumn ambiance, and yeah, we will do the stream again in about Thursday in 2 weeks. I do this bi-weekly, so then we will have another theme, and I have a feeling that for next stream we'll focus on joy. We'll like childlike joy. Does that sound nice? Maybe we should have like a childlike joy session to practice the muscle of feeling joy, to feel good. Okay. I'm so happy that you will remember filling your happy color with happy shapes, Kristen. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you all so much, truly. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day or rest of your evening, and good luck with your editing, Gabrielle. I hope you have a good day, Kristen. I hope that you got some peace out of this, Lindsay and Emma and Princess Appaloosa and this gal, and Donna, thank you for popping in, and all the names are becoming like a fuss in my brain, so I'm just I'm very grateful that you were all here. Yeah. Oh, I'm happy that you love the dog cam, Princess Appaloosa. She's just... So Oop is currently having her little nighttime, you know, thing. Wait, before we go. I can do it like this. Let's do it like this. Wait, she can show... We can show her off for a bit. Let me do... Let's turn that off. Oh, wait. Don't leave me yet. Wait. Come on, sweetie. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Are we happy? Yeah, we're happy. Are we happy? We gotta say bye, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We are happy. We are at peace. I no longer feel anxious. Next time we do oop cam instead of close-up cam. We do oop cam. Okay, everyone, I won't drag this out any longer. Thank you for being here. I hope to see you again in 2 weeks. Remember, we have an amazing Discord server with lovely creatives, and if you enter there, I promise you, you will be met with hugs and love. And yeah, other than that, I think that's it. I appreciate you all so much. Thank you for hanging out. I now have to find the off button, which is always awkward, so, wait. Okay. Let me just find. Okay, I got my off button. Over and out, everyone. See you next time.